It's hot in the desert. I'm still in Beatty, Nevada. Got the truck driving last night. The locals here ended up, not all of them, but a few of them ended up being pretty deceptive in their hospitality, if you will, and apparently was trying to do something called parting me out. From what I understand, it's little by little stuff started disappearing and going awry, and a few of the other locals that don't really know each other started to warn me individually at separate times of what was going on and helping me become aware of what was going on before it was too late. And I find it sad that humans would prey on each other like that, especially knowing that I'm going through what I'm going through. They must be hurting really, really bad inside and suffering a lot emotionally and spiritually, and be desperate for something and acting out in that state of mind. Probably drugs, I bet. But anyways, I am heading backwards from the town I came from before I got here, because that's the closest place for Napa Auto Parts, and Napa is the best in my opinion. So, and they do have what I need, which is now it is a slave cylinder, because I had the master cylinder and the hydraulic line all attached, bled the brakes, was ready to go. Went inside. I got a hotel room that yesterday, the night before, for a shower and whatnot, and went inside to pack up my belongings and came back outside, and somebody had sabotaged all my hard work, and in the process ruined my slave cylinder. So luckily for me, I'm very mechanically inclined, and I also have experience driving big rigs and big trucks, semis, so I know how to float gears and drive a manual without a clutch. And at the same time, it's still going to be hard on my starter. So preemptively, be a good idea to buy a new starter when I do the slave cylinder on it, but if the starter goes, I can always beat on it or arc it to get it going again, and I don't really have the funds to buy both, considering they're on the more expensive side of things. When something's going to break down, those are more on the spendy end. So I will just rely on natural consequences to do its part to help teach these people that did that whatever it is that they need to learn in order to gain mental and physical and spiritual well-being, because it's not my problem. And by holding on to that angst, by holding a grudge, resentment, anger, I'm just going to make myself more sick, and I refuse to do that. And also, it only affects me in a very negative way, not them. And I'm not willing to do that either, because that's giving them more free stuff, like renting free space in my head. And that's not for free. Anyhow, so I thought I'd update you on that. I'm heading over to the next town where I came from, and gonna sit in the Napa parking lot and replace my slave cylinder. I'll have to drop the transmission to get to it, unless I can find a hack somewhere. But right now, that's what the manufacturer dealership manual recommends happen. So we'll see how that all goes. I've dropped my share of transmissions before. I just happen not to have a jack for that, but it's okay. I have enough evidence that I'll be alright and it'll work work its way out. Just trying to stay in the flow state and have faith and trust that it'll unfold naturally like a lotus. And I'm patient, and however long that takes isn't a big deal, because also over there is a much cooler climate, by like 10 degrees or so, which is a lot considering it feels like 1,000 degrees over here, and a nice place for me to camp for free right by a creek and a hot spring, so I can soak my skin in that and be well while I do the mess to this sleigh cylinder. So I'll update you at that point.